In EastEnders, Kathy Beale nearly exposes a murder secret, showing signs of being a liability. Despite her efforts to maintain the cover-up, recent interactions with Martin Fowler almost lead to disclosure. Meanwhile, Ben Mitchell's arrest disrupts Callum's birthday party, triggering family tensions. Callum faces a crucial decision amidst the fallout. Martin's return unveils a shocking affair, igniting dramatic confrontations and a physical altercation. Fans anticipate the repercussions of Martin's actions and the unfolding drama. Well done, Kathy Beale. EastEnders legend almost exposes murder secret and she's a liability. As much as we love Kathy Beale, she is proving to be quite the liability in the aftermath of Keanu Taylor's murder in EastEnders. We first saw signs of Kathy being out of her depth during her police interview immediately after the murder, when she failed to stick to the six elaborate cover-up story, outing Suki Panesar in the process. Since then, she seems to have pulled herself together, even becoming an authority figure during difficult times for the rest of the six. However, more recent scenes saw her almost expose their murder secret once again, but to Martin Fowler this time. Martin returned from Australia in recent scenes, where he had been staying with sister Michelle and Sharon Watts. Sharon was in quite a state when she abruptly left Walford at the beginning of the year, and Kathy was keen to find out if she had kept everything quiet. Luckily, Martin showed no signs of any knowledge of what had happened, though Kathy still seemed on edge. The topic of conversation soon changed to Jack Branning's affair with Stacey Slater, which Martin had just discovered. Martin was keen to get his godmother's advice on the whole situation, and Kathy was adamant that he keep quiet. Though he argued that she would want to know if she was in Denise Fox's position, Kathy pointed out that Denise was too vulnerable right now. She then made an almost fatal mistake by revealing that it was best to keep the peace between Stacey and Denise, which left Martin confused and Kathy on the back foot. The six have been keen to keep their relationship civil so that they know they can trust each other with their huge secret, but Martin couldn't understand why it was so important to Kathy to keep the peace. Luckily, Kathy was able to cover by suggesting that it was important for the kids and baby Charlie that Stacey and Denise had a good relationship, but it was certainly a close call. How long will it be before Kathy says something she can't back away from? EastEnders spoilers, Ben arrested at Callum's birthday party. Is Ben going down for good? Latest EastEnders spoilers reveal a shock in store for Callum Highway when the police arrest Ben Mitchell at his birthday party. With Ben arrested on charges of a past crime, Callum and the Mitchells attempt to come to terms with the fallout. Can they help Ben out of his sticky situation? Callum gets an unpleasant birthday surprise. Callum is disappointed when it becomes clear that Ben hasn't made any plans for his birthday. However, after pressure from Jay and Lexi, and some advice from his dad, Ben decides to throw a surprise birthday party after all. Callum is touched by Ben's sweet gesture. However, things take an unexpected and disastrous turn when the police arrive to arrest Ben. But what has Ben done? Read our EastEnders spoilers for this story in full below. The family falls apart as Ben faces questioning. At the station, Ben protests his innocence as details of an earlier crime resurface. Back at home, tensions rise between Jay, Kathy and Phil. Phil calls in dodgy lawyer Richie on Ben's behalf. As an argument erupts between the family, Lexi arrives home and demands to know the truth. As Richie arrives to speak to Phil, Lexi is adamant that she deserves to be involved in the conversation. Later, Phil takes a call from Ben, who has a request for his father. Phil and Callum make a plan. Jay and Lexi go to see Ben at the police station. However, things don't go smoothly, and Lexi decides to walk out on her dad. Later, Phil and Callum have a heart-to-heart after he refuses to see Ben. Phil encourages Callum to give his son a second chance. Meanwhile, Kathy grows suspicious of Phil's actions. As she confronts Phil, the Mitchells continue to deal with the fallout of Ben's arrest. And, as the family try to work out what to do next, Callum puts his profession to his advantage. Can he and Phil get Ben out of hot water? EastEnders Callum Highway to face huge decision in Ben exit story. Brand new details have been revealed. EastEnders spoilers follow. EastEnders Callum Highway will face a huge decision in Ben Mitchell's exit story. Ben will be leaving Walford in upcoming episodes, as show bosses have decided to write him out. It's already been revealed how the police will come for Ben over a past crime in America, but full details have now been confirmed about the aftermath of this. Ben's week initially gets off to a good start, after he decides to throw his husband Callum a surprise birthday party. Callum is touched by the gesture but things take a disastrous turn when the police disrupt the celebrations to arrest Ben. As details of a previous crime resurface, Ben protests his innocence at the Walford police station. Tensions rise between Jay, Kathy and Phil as they wait for news at home, and Phil eventually calls in his trusty lawyer Richie to help. Lexi arrives home in the middle of the family argument and demands to hear the truth about what's going on. Richie later turns up and wants to speak to Phil alone, but Lexi is adamant that she also deserves to know. With emotions at an all-time high, Phil takes a call from Ben, who shares a request. Callum is left furious with Ben as more truths come to light, while Jay and Lexi visit him at the police station. Unfortunately, the visit doesn't go to plan and a distraught Lexi decides to leave. With Callum refusing to see Ben at all, it's down to Phil to try and change his mind. The pair have a heart-to-heart, as Phil encourages Callum to give his son a second chance. Despite Phil's good intentions where Callum is concerned, Kathy grows suspicious about Phil's wider actions and decides to confront him. As the Mitchell family continue to deal with the fallout of Ben's arrest, Callum is faced with some big decisions and ultimately uses his profession to his advantage. What will he do? And what will it mean for Ben? EastEnders airs on Mondays, Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. on BBC One. The show also streams on BBC iPlayer, where most episodes drop early at 6 a.m. ahead of their TV broadcast. BBC EastEnders fans point out Martin Fowler's blunder as he exposes shock affair. EastEnders viewers were quick to point out Martin Fowler's blunder on Tuesday night as he exposed Stacey Slater and Jack Branning's affair in shock scenes. EastEnders fans were left gripped on Tuesday night as Martin Fowler exposed Stacey Slater and Jack Branning's affair in shock scenes. The hit BBC One soap aired a huge explosive return on Monday night as Martin, played by James, returned to Walford. However, in true soap style, Martin's return was nothing short of dramatic as he uncovered a huge secret. Earlier this week, Jack worried about Denise Fox's ultimatum after she told him it was either his job or their marriage as he continues to question the events of Christmas Day. Later, Jack decided to confide in Stacey, who he has been having an affair with, where she urged him to do whatever Denise wants in order to keep the peace. Stacey also decided to meddle in Denise and Jack's marriage, where she headed to see Denise and urged her to keep her romance on track. In a bid to keep the peace, the duo decided to arrange a family barbecue to get everyone together for the sake of baby Charlie, given that Jack's son Ricky is the father of Stacey's daughter Lily's baby. The family barbecue soon got into full swing but things were clearly awkward between Denise and Stacey. Later, Stacey and Jack disappeared into the back garden, where Stacey told Jack she wishes she could have him for herself but knows that he needs to be there to support Denise. The duo embraced in a hug but couldn't resist leaning in for a kiss as they shared a steamy smooch. However, in true soap style, as they shared a kiss, Martin walked in and caught them in the act, saying, "You have got to be kidding me." On Tuesday night, it aired the explosive aftermath as Martin, despite Stacey begging him to keep quiet, snapped and exposed the duo's affair to their horrified families. As things got fiery during the showdown, Jack confronted Martin who punched him in retaliation with the duo then having a full-on fight in Albert Square. The episode ended with Martin confronting Stacey over her behavior and storming off, taking to Twitter, now X. Viewers were concerned that Martin punched Jack first due to the latter being a police officer. One person said, "Hate to break it to Martin but full-on assaulting a cop? Probably not his smartest move ever, although luckily for him Jack's probably not gonna want to actually report it as he's not likely to want his personal/private life gossiped about all over the station, right?" EastEnders. Elsewhere, another soap watcher said of the fight scene, "I actually want round 2 of Jack vs Martin #EastEnders, with laughing emojis." Another fan put, "Martin Fowler vs Jack Branning. Heck of a fight scene EastEnders," while a different viewer added, "OMG, today's episode is so good. Welcome back Martin. Please subscribe our channel.